Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody to Week 8 of the IBA Draft League team preview, where we are going to be versing our Week 1 opponent named Stremi TV and the Halifax Hitmonchans. So, if you guys are excited, be sure to stick around. Haha, I didn't say smash the like button. Haha, I don't know what I'm talking about anyways. I don't even know what's going on in this world. But, regardless, this time I actually have a team that I actually prepared, and I know I like it. The IBs are perfect, and all that fun stuff. So hopefully this works. Crossing fingers. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, as you can see with the first set. It is definitely going to be very interesting. But before we get started with the team, I'm just going to go ahead and go over some analytics, because there's some very interesting stuff going on this week. There is some extremely interesting stuff going on this week. So, as you can see by this list, JV is currently number 1, and even if he loses this week, he is going to stay at number 1, with the 7-0 win-loss ratio, the perfect win-loss ratio. It's impossible for him to go any lower than 1 now, which is kind of insane, not even gonna lie. Second place is Wes with the 5-2, and Kyogre Kawhi in third also has the 5-2 in terms of win-loss, but he has, the differential in kills is kind of vast, so it's definitely gonna be interesting. Also, they're gonna be versing each other this week, so that's gonna be fun. They're literally battling for second. It's kind of insane. Then, next up, we got Jaboy, with the 4-3. Then, number 5, we got RebelTrainer with the 3-4. Stremi with the 2-5. And Titan right behind with a few less kills than Stremi, which is why he's 7th. And then last is Slightly Salty at 8th, where he's going to be versing JV this week. So that's definitely going to be very interesting. I'm very excited to see that battle. In terms of kill leaders, we got Mamoswine with 11 kills and 1 death. Lapras is coming up. G-Max Lapras for the Minnesota Berserkers with the 10 kills and 3 deaths. Hatterene is next with the 10 kills and 4 deaths. Dragapult is next up with 10 kills and 6 deaths. And last but not least, Conkeldurr with the 9 kills and 2 deaths. So, Conkeldurr's made it back onto the leaderboards, which is kind of insane. Dragapult's made an appearance on the leaderboard, which is also kind of insane. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting week for sure. Now, before we get started with the team preview, besides our battle, there's going to be one other battle that determines whether or not I'm going to be being boosted up to 3rd. And that's actually going to be Kyogre's versus Wes. 2nd and 3rd placers. So, basically, if Wes wins the battle versus Kyogre, we actually have and we win our battle. So, if Kyogre loses his battle, we win our battle. We have a very good chance of overtaking him for 3rd. If we both lose, depending on differential on that front, then... Actually, no, wait, no. We have to win, and Kyogre has to lose in order for us to take 3rd. If that doesn't happen, Ripperoonies us, am I right? So... That's the way that's going to work. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the playoffs, at least as of right now. This is what it's looking like. So, as you can see, by this layout, subject to change, but this is kind of like what we're thinking of right now. First place will be taking on 7th place after this week. 3rd place will be taking on 5th place. 2nd place will be taking on 8th place. And 4th place will be taking on 6th place. Currently, we are open to both 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. So, that's definitely going to be very interesting for sure. Now, in terms of quarterfinals for playoffs, already we can confirm that JV's not going to be battling us and Slightly Salty's not going to be battling us. And most likely, Wes won't be battling us either, unless Kyogre wins the battle versus Wes. And if we lose our battle badly. So, my most likely scenario is that we're going to stay 4th, we're going to win our fight, and maybe Kyogre will win his fight. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Kyogre does have a slightly better differential in kills than us, with 31, and we have 30. So, it's definitely going to be very interesting for sure. But, regardless, though, that's the way it's looking like right now. I most likely will not get 7th, and not get 6th. 7th and 6th are impossible for me to be. I literally have to be 3rd, 4th, or 5th. That's the only options left. And, I could be taking on Rebel. I could be taking on Stremi again for the playoff weeks. I could be taking on Kyogre. I could be taking on Wes. I could be taking on anybody, like, really. Titan Gaming, I think, has a very, very slim chance of getting 6th. So if I remain in 4th, I could be battling him. But, yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what happens. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the team preview. So, I need to double check some facts right here. I'll be right back. And we are back. Sorry about that. Our team, this is a refresher. Our team consists of Mandibuzz, Clefable, Jolteon, Colossal, Golisopod, Weavile, Gmax, Snorlax, Hitmonlee, Sandaconda, Escavalier, and Cursula. And my opponent's team actually has made some changes since week 1, like us, with switching out Rillaboom for Weavile. On his side, he's got Gyarados, Grimmsnarl, Galarian Corsola, Dynamax Excadrill, Raichu. He's actually swapped out Rumorgus for Galarian Weezing, which is definitely going to be really scary. And, Arcanine, Mr. Rhyme, he swapped out Garbodor for Ribombee. Hold on, there we go. And then Hitmonchan and Whimsicott are also the same. Now, unfortunately, I forgot about those changes, so I prepped for Rumorgus and Garbodor instead of Weezing and Ribombee, and I have a feeling he's going to be bringing Galarian Weezing, and I'm very scared of that, so that's going to be fun. But, regardless, hopefully it won't come down to us losing, and that's the case. And I still have a lot of answers for the Galarian Weezing as well, so hopefully, crossing fingers, we'll be able to pull out a dub. Now, actually, as a refresher for what we brought versus Stremi week 1, we brought Clefable, Mandibuzz, Gmax, Snorlax, Jolteon, Sandaconda, and Escavalier. Here, let me move this over there so that way you guys can see it. Haha, I remembered. And for Stremi, what he brought was Dynamax Excadrill, which he's brought every single week, Mr. Rhyme, which he's brought almost every single week, Hitmonchan, Grimmsnarl, which I'm pretty sure he's brought every week, Garbodor, which he's not going to bring this week because he doesn't have it, and Arcanine, which he's brought a lot of. So, he's definitely got a really scary team. He won 3-0 versus us. And, yeah, it's definitely a very scary team to be for sure. Definitely a team you cannot sleep on, obviously. Now, in terms of what I think he's going to bring, Grimmsnarl, 1000%. Grimmsnarl is just so good at setting up screens, I think he's going to bring screens again. D-Max Excadrill, obviously, probably one of the better D-Maxes in the game in Draft League with setting up defenses and stuff like that. I don't want to deal with that, so I think he's going to bring that. Arcanine, I think, is a really good bring. Galarian Weezing, unfortunately, I think is a very good bring, so that's going to be fun. He could bring Hitmonchan. I don't think he will this time, though. I don't think he's going to bring Hitmonchan. Whimsicott, he might bring Whimsicott instead of Grimmsnarl, but I doubt it. Gyarados, I think, has a very high chance of being here, especially since I have not brought Jolteon in the past 6 weeks. As you can see, we're bringing him this week, for a very specific reason. So, Raichu's another bring that he could bring, just to have electric immunity, because besides his Dynamax, obviously, he doesn't have a ground type anymore. So that's something going to be interesting. But, regardless, let's just go ahead and go over the team. Finally, I know, I'm sorry. So first up on the team, we've got Jellybean the Jolteon finally making his return. Thank you, everybody. Like, yes, finally he has returned. Hallelujah. He hasn't been here since week 2. I knew I wanted to bring this thing before playoffs, and this is the best week to do so. So there you go. He's got max special attack, max speed with a Choice Scarf, and a Volt Absorb with Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Thunder Wave, and Electro Ball. Now, the Choice Scarf is specifically for Gyarados setting up Dragon Dances. I do not want to deal with that. So, Choice Scarf's Jellybean actually outspeeds a +2 Gyarados, I'm pretty sure. I would have originally run Specs if I was not worried about D-Dancing Gyarados. That thing I am very worried about, and if he sets up to +2, if I had Choice Specs, I wouldn't outspeed. So hopefully he won't get to +3. If he gets to +3, we're screwed. Thunderbolt's just for powerful stab. Shadow Ball is to hit the Galarian Corsola real hard, and Mr. Rhyme real hard, and other things real hard that we need to. Thunder Wave is for paralyzing things, because as you'll see later on, this is one of my late game sweepers. Paralysis is going to come in clutch for our team. That's why I'm going to be setting up paralysis right and left. And Electro Ball to wrap things up. So, with Electro Ball, the move actually, here, hold on a second, let me pull it up right here. The more powerful, the faster the user is in the target. So, since Paralysis halves your speed, Electro Ball is going to be doing a ton of damage to you. And with the Choice Scarf as well, max speed, Jolteon with that has 130 speed and 110 special attack. Things are going to be struggling a lot against Electro Ball. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. Also, Choice Scarf is another Choice Scarf Excadrill is another thing I'm worried about, so I'm also bringing Choice Scarf Jolteon for that, just in case he thinks, oh, I can switch an Excadrill and I can outspeed easily. Nope, that ain't gonna happen, Chief, so that's another reason why I'm bringing Scarf. But regardless, next up on the team is actually, speaking of Excadrill, is our main Dynamax Excadrill answer. And Twister, the Sandaconda, with the max defense, max special defense, and a little bit of bulk and HP. Obviously, this thing is meant to take hits. Impish nature as well. He's got the moves Iron Head, Glare, Earthquake, and Bulldoze. Now, Iron Head is for his many fairy types. He's got, let's see here, 1, he's got 2, he's got 3, he's got 4 fairy types on his team. So Iron Head's going to come in clutch for that. Glare is to paralyze the Excadrill specifically, because if we can get that thing paralyzed, that'd be great. And also, that's why we're max defense and all that fun stuff, so that way we can live as many hits as possible from a Dynamax Excadrill. I think it barely does half to us, I think. Like, Max Quake barely does half to us, so that's phenomenal. Earthquake is for powerful stab ground, and Bulldoze is actually for lowering speed. Like I said before, speed's going to be very important in this matchup. Twister is going to be very useful in that front. In terms of paralyzing opponents, besides the Ghost type, Galarian Corsola, and with Bulldoze for lowering speed even more. So hopefully that's going to come in clutch for us. Next up on the team is a Mon that we brought almost every single week, surprisingly, and he's not really coming clutch that much besides to take hits and die, but you know what? We've got our boy Blaster the Excadrill with holding the Life Orb with Shell Armor as his ability to prevent critical hits, max attack, max defense, and a little bit of bulk and special defense. He's got the moves Knockoff, Iron Head, Drill Run, and Swords Dance. Now, this is a Swords Dancing set, as you can see. Knockoff is for the Galarian Corsola. I'm going to accidentally pull up Discord, my bad. So, knockoffs specifically for the Corsola and just knock off items, because knocking off items is great, and I love knocking off items. Iron Head is for powerful stab and steel. Drill Run is for specifically like Excadrill, Weezing. Of course, Iron Head is also for Weezing too. Arcanine, if we really need him. Let's see here, and a bunch of other things as well. And Swords Dance is to start setting up on stuff. So obviously this thing is meant to take physical hits. So as long as there's not a fire type on his team, we can set up Swords Dances and start killing things. So this thing might come in clutch. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting for sure. Next up on the team, though, we have got Transparent the Corsola making his return. This is his first time going up against Stremi, actually. So he's holding the leftovers with the Weak Armor ability with Hex, Earth Power, Iron Defense, and Light Screen. He's max special attack, a lot of bulk and speed, and a tad bit of bulk and defense. So, Hex, obviously, this thing is meant to be a late game sweeper. If we can paralyze everything, Hex is going to do wonders, and I'm going to very much enjoy it. Earth Power is specifically for things that could be problematic, like Excadrill, Weezing, all that fun stuff, and also to hit neutrally against Mons that are resistant to Ghost, like the Grimmsnarl. And Iron Defense is actually for raising up defenses. So, as you can see, he's got a ton of physical Mons on his team. I definitely think he's going to bring a lot of physical attackers on his team. So I really wanted to have an Iron Defense up and start setting up Iron Defenses, so that way we can live stuff from physical attackers. And Light Screen is for the special attackers as well, and that's just to like set up special wall against his rest of his team. He doesn't have that many special attackers, but it is definitely something to keep in mind. Let's see here. Next up, we've got Pinky the Clefable with the leftovers as well. And this is actually our first time bringing Unaware as an ability, and I'm very excited about it. Yes, Unaware finally became available. He's got the moves Moonblast, Flamethrower, Thunderwave, and Stealth Rock. He has max defense, max HP, and +4 in special defense. Obviously, I've got a lot of bulk in defense because defense is what worries me the most. So, this thing is actually going to be our dedicated lead. He's going to be rocking Moonblast for powerful fairy type stab, Flamethrower is specifically for the Excadrill just in case it comes to a Clefable Excadrill battle, Thunderwave is to paralyze opponents for Jolteon and Corsola later on, and Stealth Rocks, this is the main reason why I really want to lead Clefable, is because I want to set up rocks. That is something that I want to do right away. So that way he can't bring Focus Sash Gyarados, or anything Focus Sash, really. It'll immediately break Sash, and it'll just do a lot of chip on his team, because I know he likes switching out Mons. At least from the battles I've seen, he likes switching out Pokemon. So even though it doesn't look like it'll do a ton of damage, against things like Arcanine, Mr. Rhyme, or Bombi, and the Gyarados, it's going to do a ton of work against his team. So I'm really that's my goal. I'm going to leave Pinky, and really the worst lead versus Pinky would be Excadrill or the Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing would actually be a lot worse, but hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Not even gonna lie. So, Last up on the team, rounding out the team, is Volga the Colossal, holding the leftovers as well, with the Flame Body ability, and those Burn Up, Earth Power, Stone Edge, and Reflect. So this thing is probably going to be our main Glare and Wheezing answer, as long as he doesn't have freaking, Levitate. If he has Levitate, that's going to be a problem, but you know what, it's fine. Then he's max defense, max special attack, and a little bit of bulk and HP. So Burn Up, for those of you who don't know, Burn Up means user's fire type becomes typeless, must be fire. So you can only use this if this mon is a fire type. I don't remember if it actually carries the entire battle, so you can only use it once. I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I think if you switch it out, it regains its fire typing, but that mainly is to actually not hit with the super effective fire, but more so to get rid of our fire, so that way water types and ground types struggle a lot more against us, like Dynamax Excadrill. Dynamax Excadrill is going to struggle a lot more versus a Burn Up from a Colossal. And then he doesn't really have that many water answers, so that's definitely really good to know. Earth Power is for powerful ground type attacks, and Stone Edge, in case I need Earth Power versus the Dynamax Excadrill, if Burn Up doesn't kill. And Stone Edge is for just powerful Rock Stab, just to hit things super hard, like the Mr. Rhyme, Rabombi, and Gyarados. Reflect is to also set up a physical wall for our whole team as well, so that's definitely, I think, going to come in clutch. So yeah, that's our team. Am I nervous? Yes, I'm very nervous. But this is going to be our last pretty much chill fight before the playoffs. But regardless, this fight is going to take a whole lot of consideration into where we're going to be placed in the playoffs. If we win, we have a very good chance of getting third if Kyogre loses. If we lose, we have a good chance of getting bumped down to fifth. And I don't really want to be in fifth. So it's definitely going to be interesting. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here and say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And I will see you dudes in the next video. Peace out, mates!